Welcome back to Get With The Programming. I'm Chase Ingram.
I'm Captain America.
And along with me is Bill Grundler. Wolverine. And that's it.
Done and done.
Done and done. I did it this morning.
And well, I don't. You probably did great.
No, dude, I did not.
Come on.
That was the theme of the Open this year is that it's been very eye-opening, ego testing, not unlike me walking into a CrossFit gym for the first time.
Okay.
Which was really funny because I work for CrossFit HQ, and we're in this big text group thing, and everybody's doing the Open, and we have like 3 teams at HQ, which is really cool. And they try really hard to like do it just like an affiliate, right? You got teams and you got points. It's like, hey, post a picture, post 25.3, and every week is give us a story about a certain. They give you a topic, and this year's topic or this week's topic was, how did you get into CrossFit? But somewhat benign question, but it was cool to see everybody's little stories. Lucas.
Oh, yeah. Right? Yeah, he always does stuff with Angel.
Yeah. Do you know he played water polo at UCSC? Like UC Santa Cruz?
I knew he played water polo. I didn't think he played it at SC.
Yeah. Not USC.
Yeah.
I was like, did you just gloss over that you played water polo for USC? He goes, UCSC. Which I was like, hey, still impressive. I had no idea he was a water polo player.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, let's get in the water and just see who's still got it.
I think everyone at HQ, because in the old days, not a tangent, but really, in the old days, everybody had a weird story how they got to be working with HQ. Mm-hmm. I think everyone at HQ should have a story.
Yeah,
everybody.
Right.
If you don't, then I almost feel sorry for you, because it's like, and then you just
like a CrossFit story, or like how you started working for CrossFit story.
Well, yeah, either. I mean, because a lot of the people, shit, man, Sevon was an accident too. Like, it's everyone that has been like the OGs.
Yeah,
it was a weird story.
So
it's cool,
and that's how it felt. So this Open felt like. So when I started CrossFit, I was heavy into triathlons, and I swam collegiately. Taught about water polo, so I was like an all-American water polo player in high school in Texas. So let's also temper our expectations of my prowess as a water polo player. But I remember my first workout and how humbling that was from us. Like, it's like, dude, I can do this. I can run and swim and bike for days at a high heart rate. 150 to 160, and just hold that for hours.
Yep.
And then I go into a CrossFit gym and we do Fran, and I can't even get into the round of 15 without like keeling over. 21 as fast as I could.
Because where was your heart rate on that?
Oh, right.
It's like 150 to 160. Yeah, you buried that like 8 reps ago.
Yeah. Now I'm at like 180 to 200, and I'm supposed to function at this heart rate. So it was kind of funny is that I remember vividly, and this all brought back memories today, honestly, was I did 25.3. I sucked. I didn't do as well as I wanted to. Yes, dread. I went to SMU. But I also remember the ego that I brought in the classic. Did you ever have that sign walking into your gym, check your ego at the door?
I never did. We would talk about it.
Our gym had it as a sign, kind of like a what is it? Notre Dame's play like a champion today.
Yeah.
We had that, but it's just check your ego at the door, and it's so valuable to do that, because if you check your ego, that allows you to grow and mature in a vacuum of failure and support. Right? That's how you get better. Because if you come at this with ego, then you get frustrated with your failure and then you quit. Or you're too afraid to try because you don't want to be embarrassed. It's like the person that we'd always write names and times on the board. Always. We write your name. Write your name, how you scaled or modified, and your time. And some people be like, I don't want to put my name on the board. I'm like, tough shit.
Yeah.
This is an accountability board. This isn't a leaderboard. And if you don't like the way that feels, then get better. or work harder, or drop your ego and realize it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, except it kind of does. And so I had that feeling in my first 3, 6, 12 months of CrossFit, and I still would get it in different levels, right? The vary by degree, not kind situation. But that's what the Open felt like this year, is that I felt like I was in better shape than I was last year. I wasn't in great shape last year. I just got cleared post shoulder surgery for a year. It's a year recovery for a rotator cuff, and I tore 2 of the 4. And I was like, okay, well, I was using that. I was like, I'm getting back. It's okay if I'm not good. And then this year, I was like, all right, well, I should be better than I was last year. And I don't think I am. Which is crazy because I know I'm in better shape. But people got fitter and I did not.
Well, see, but that's what's interesting about it is like when you say that you're in better shape, I think that we get caught in our own definitions of that.
Sure.
So when you say you're in better shape, you've been more consistent. You have done more things, but you even said yourself that like you've only gone so deep into the pain cave. Like you've only really read. So you've done a lot of like, no, I've done some good workouts. Done some hard workouts.
I've been working out consistently more than I did previous 2 years.
But as we know, with our definition of fitness, if you don't vary that enough, then you aren't as fit as you are. You are just working out more. You're more consistent, and that's what's so weird. That's weird. Why it's very difficult for me. And
dude, you've been killing it.
You've
been killing it, dude.
I have no reason to be. Honestly. And I say that because like I have not been like my consistency has been in waves. It's been in waves. Like I'll get 5 days straight, and then I get nothing.
You redid it for a 0.3 second. Oh, bro.
Yes. Hey, man. Better is better.
Better is better. Yeah.
But it's very difficult to look at like the repeatable, the measurable, the observable, because we never do any of these workouts in a vacuum. You don't compete in a vacuum. So it's not a straight, am I fitter than what I was the last time I did 25.2? Am I fitter? Well, there were a lot of variables that happened there. So, I mean, maybe I was working out more. Maybe I got better sleep. Maybe this time I got better sleep. Maybe I didn't have an argument or finance. Like there are so many things just to say you are or you aren't. So like
environmental
I think we need to be very careful and like even that, check that ego at the door. Well, I suck because I'm 1,000 people less than I was. And it's totally different.
So that's a very good point because sometimes people get obsessed with the leaderboard and where they're at and percentages. I mean, percentages are a big deal. We're talking about Community Cup. We're talking about, I'm trying to get in the top 88%. I'm sitting at 87. I was 70 spots out and now I'm 3,000 spots out just because of the number of people who did and didn't submit scores. But if you've done this long enough, right? This is my 15th Open. I've been doing CrossFit for 17 years. And I know innately what I am capable of and what I have not set myself up to be capable of. So that's more what I'm talking about. Like, I know I'm not as good as I could be. I also know I haven't put in the work to be better than what I'm currently doing, but I also fully accept the place where I am, the performances that I've put on, because I have made conscious decisions to be where I'm at. So I'm okay with that. But I can also say it's like, I'm not looking at, I'm 15,000 places in the individual men worldwide. Like that doesn't tell me what I already know about myself.
Yeah. And I coach a bunch of athletes, masters athletes and stuff, and like individually. And that's one of the things that I try to stress to them a lot, because like they hired me to get them to the games. That's what they hire you for.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I always like I'll take every athlete that I have, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna move. I can move you closer to where we are. The thing is that we can't say I need you to get. Like, it can't be that you need to have this split time, and then we know you're going. What it is I need to get you better than you were in everything, and hope that that's going to be above the line that's there.
Mm.
I don't know where the line is going to be. Yeah, I mean, I can't say that. So it's like I try to tell my athletes a lot. Okay, did you improve on the things that we needed you to improve on? Did you get better at that? Did you feel better? How did you think that you did? Don't worry about the number.
Yeah.
I don't care what the result is. What's the time? What was the weights that you get? Where were you here on that? Because that's the only way for me to know, like, truly, like
Yeah.
the result number doesn't mean anything. Like, I can't even use that as a guide to say whether we are doing or not doing.
Right.
And yes, I know I spelled my name wrong. The little oddity. I was rushing trying to get in here. So
Bill Grundlery.
Bill Grundlery.
Grundlery.
I don't know. I don't know how I got on it, but whatever. But I think but it is very important to know it and to be very honest. And what I like about writing on the board, and you talk about that, is you need to be honest with the results that you get, because they are, whether you are better or worse or whatever, it is a direct representation of what you did this year to get to this point. And that's what I think is important. You can come in and work out every single day. Awesome. But like, unless you have a stamp somewhere, a milestone, something somewhere that goes, okay, let's just check and see
Right.
where you really are to really know. Because what's that quote? You can't be you can't be upset about what you didn't get when you didn't put in what you needed
I know
to get or got or whatever the thing is. But it's really a cool frame of back and forth. But that's totally true. If you didn't put the time in, you can't expect the results. You can't.
Right. And
All you can do is expect to get what you got.
And I'm not even upset. My buddy asked me yesterday, and we kind of came up doing cross at the same time. He was a team guy, been to the games, right? And we had a group of friends that just grew up together in CrossFit, and we had our heydays when we had our heydays. And he's like, "So how's the open going for you?" I was like, "It's weird because I'm not doing great, but I'm also not upset about it. But at the same time, I'm annoyed that I'm not doing great. Therefore, I want to be better. I'm still competitive, but I'm not being competitive as far as how I like look at my results. It's just, I'm in this like weird flux.
Yeah.
But I'm totally cool with it. And Larry puts this up and he goes, "By the way, Larry, thanks for doing the open."
Yeah, Larry.
The worst part about the open is watching the video and just being completely disgusted. I get it. That's why I put my video out every Tuesday. And then I just like, oh, wow, look, there's 30 seconds of rest with your face on the mat, feeling sorry for yourself. 3 handstand wall walks in. And you know you got to get to the rower. And you're just like, nah. And in my head, like if I was coaching, I'm like, push the wall walks now because you're not going to be able to make up 20 seconds on the row.
Right.
I don't care how much the row hurts when you get there, but if you sit there and waste a minute of rest, which I did, spoiler alert, you're not going to make that up on the row.
Yeah.
Right? But hey, that being said, I think someone chaser in denial. What am I being in denial about? I know where I'm at. I'm good with it, but I'm not good with it, and that's okay. Oh, there you go, Gordon. You can't be upset with the results you didn't get from the work you never put in.
Yeah, something like that.
And that's why I'm not upset. Like if I've been working my ass off for the last year and I had this performance, I would be upset. Like I am not performing up to the standards of which I hold for myself, but I haven't.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Even with that, is it the number or the result? Like, is it the score the time that you got, or is it the number you are on the leaderboard?
Neither.
See, that's the part that's hard. Like if you were working your ass off, and I have athletes that are working their ass
you mean
off.
if I was?
Yeah. I mean, that's the part where it's like, it's tough because like, that's the part of sports. It isn't if you do this and have this time that automatically you're going to be advancing in. It isn't like a cut time where everyone else here gets to go to the Boston Marathon or something like that. It's not that.
Yeah.
You could have your best time ever. You could have improved
Right.
by 30%,
Right.
and you're still not making the cut because of where everyone else is. Like, it's just, you don't know that number, and that's the part that is very difficult. And as an athlete, it's tough
Sure. Because you
because
can't
all you
control
want is
what
the
other people
medal.
do.
Yeah,
So,
all you want is the medal.
what I would hang my hat on would be the time or whatever my score was relative to what I knew I was capable of. So like you said, if that's as good as I could possibly do, and I still don't make what I wanted to make, can you be upset about the end result? Sure, because you wanted to make semifinals or you wanted to make the CrossFit Games. But if I did the best that I was capable of, you can't be that upset. If you're competitive, you will be upset that you didn't get what you wanted. But what else are you going to complain about?
Yeah.
This was as much as I had in me. Now, for me now, that's where I'm saying is like, no, that is not as much as I had in me. I took breaks. I didn't push the pace. I succumbed to the fatigue and whatever, right? Because we were talking earlier. It's like I don't put my hands in the fire on a weekly basis when I train. I just work out right now.
Yeah.
I haven't trained in 3 years.
Same. That second row, dude, was bad.
Yeah.
And I wasn't like, when I'm looking at the numbers, this is what I was telling like you guys yesterday. When I was looking at the numbers, in all reality, I was just cruising. But in my mind, I was like, I'm burying this thing. Eyes are closed. I'm ripping it back and forth. I look up and I'm like, seriously? 11:30 is what I got right now on that thing? Come on.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Dre, this is why I usually would repeat workouts in the open. It's like this is why you need to repeat workouts and use them as or that's why you have benchmark workouts. But I'm good with it. I'm good, but I'm not good.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see Wednesday. We'll see where I landed on the Community Cup.
Yeah.
Gosh, I was 1% out, and in my head I was like, "This is the one I can do," because normally
This is yours.
this would be mine.
I know.
But we'll find out tomorrow when I post the video. Chase's Wad of Shame will be going on tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. Central.
Thank you.
11:30 Pacific. We need to be very specific with our time designations for Bill.
So embarrassing.
Oh, that's so fun.
Pissed. I was so pissed.
Yeah, if you guys weren't here last Wednesday, Bill just
Neither was
totally
I.
got it. Bill neither. Yeah, neither was Bill. Okay, let's take a peek at the workout. This is what was released. It was 25.3. I would say shades of leaks, at least movement pattern wise. The most I ever saw with a leak was wall walks, deadlifts, and row. I never saw anything with cleans and snatches in it. So
I didn't either. And this is my own opinion. I think that there was the leak, and they tried to quickly adjust it.
Oh, you think so?
Because I think that it's like, well, we didn't have just all deadlifts. Look, we had cleans and snatches in there too.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes it. I like the fact that it's if there was the leak,
Mm-hmm.
there's not as much rowing. Okay, that was better. I don't think they needed all the rowing that the original leak had, and then break up the wall walks like that so that you can actually get people moving.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Augustus,
I did see this.
I know.
Jason basically said what this was, which is,
Embarrassing. I mean, I
don't know.
Come on, man. Whatever.
I'm not obsessing about that. I want to focusing on this is okay. We've got wall walk, 50 cal row, 5 wall walks, 25 deadlifts, 5 wall walks, 25 cleans, 5 wall walks, 25 snatches, 5 wall walks, 50 cal row. Total 25 wall walks, 25 on the deads, cleans, and snatches, and then 50-50 on the cal row. I will say the one thing I do love about this is that Dave.
All 100?
No, I'm not even talking about, and it's not 100. Well, I guess it's 100 of the wall walks dead. That is not bad. Is the ending on the rower?
Yeah, totally.
Ending on the rower was such a great, just gig at the end.
Yeah.
Of that. So big fan of that. obviously the buy-in at the beginning, but open workout, getting a whole swath of people, right? Allowing people to play and then allowing people to race and everything in between. We'll analyze the programming in depth maybe Friday. How's that? You want to do another 4 shows?
I could do Friday. It's
All
got to
right.
be like around this time.
Yeah, we'll do it around this time. So we'll
Which is
dive in
important
more
too, because I think we really need to.
We do. But this was announced by Tyson Beun. So the announcement, right? Tyson Beun was the announcement. I thought it was so great they had Travis Beun there to introduce his son, which I was like, you guys, if Travis is there, you got to give him the mic for something.
He's going to take it anyway.
He's going to find the mic, right? He'll take it out of Tyson's hand just to introduce his son, that's a cool father-son.
Yeah, totally.
Super cool. But then he was on the call. And I tell you what, thank God he was on the call.
Yeah.
Because when the guys are done, I think Tyson actually might have beat me on this workout. But there was a time break between when the three, Jason, Dallin, and James finished, and then when Tyson was hopping in, and Travis was fantastic just to fill. That's what he does best. He's an old MC. As far as the announcement though, and the athletes, and I thought they did a great job picking those three. I think it lived up to the hype of what it was. And Dallin Pepper is Dallin's a man now.
Dude, he is such a badass. Okay, I would. This is an event that I would expect him to do really, really well on. I mean, across the board, no matter who he's going against, with the rowing, the barbell work. He is just so good. But when you watch him, when you see him across the board for the Open,
oh yeah,
unbelievable. And then he's 22.
Right. Well, what, James is 23? Or all those guys are all in their mid to early 20s.
Early 20s, yeah.
Which is
wild.
Dude,
and Dallin carries himself like a damn boss. He can joke, but he's with those guys and they all kind of poke at each other, but he's just he's like caramel chocolate, dude. He just is like this. Is doesn't is not fast and aggressive, but he says his stuff. And he's like, no, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and doesn't look rattled, doesn't look shaken, doesn't look worried, doesn't look concerned, doesn't look like anything. He looks like he's been there his entire life, which he has, but he looks just like he owns that spot, owns it, and. Guy, what a beast. And then how the hell do you get the other two guys tying? Seriously?
I don't know.
I was like, you had to have planned that. Come on.
That was everything we hoped.
Yeah.
One of the closer races, everybody getting to the rower, down just a little bit. Down was on the rower just enough, but within a little bit of Jason and James, but it's okay, Dallin's got it. Right now, it's how fast is Dallin wanting to go. But then you have Sprague and Jason there getting on the rower at the same time, which has to be the worst feeling.
Oh, dude, because then you have to race the row. Oh, God. Throw up in your mouth just thinking about that.
Oh, which dude, as a fan, I'm like, hell yeah.
Oh, dude, totally. Well, I was shocked because I was really honestly thinking the way that they went through the first half of that event, I'm like, Sprague's done. This guy's never bye, you're in the dust. And then all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Again, same thing, with the youth of that guy. And granted, a lot of years experience and all that. And even competitively with the teen stuff, but the pacing feel that he has, and he even did this at the games last year, where you don't see him at all, and then he's right in there, right in the mix. That guy, he's kind of, to me, he's like the new Brent Fikowski when it comes to pacing.
Oh,
look at what he's done, the way he's done it. Whether it was the when he did Chad at the games, when
Oh
he
yeah.
did the
Well, he
thruster pull up.
Fikowski'd in the final.
Exactly, that's what I mean, and then even like this, I think that, like, if there was something else after this, like, had a couple more things in there, I think it could have gotten a bit closer to Dallin. I think it would have given Dallin a little bit more of a race there at the end.
You think this could be the potential podium at the CrossFit Games this year between these three? I say potential without a doubt.
I mean, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I think there'll be some other people in the mix? Totally. But I think that these guys, with the momentum that they are building between them in this space, and I'm talking about, and when I say in this space, I'm saying that I think that to do well in a particular competition, you have to be all into that competition. You don't sit there and like spread yourself all over the place to all the different organizations that are out there. At some point, you're going to have to focus.
Yeah.
And I think I see these guys as like zoning in to this.
We got Tyson pulled up here. I had no idea Tyson was going to do the workout.
I didn't know that either. I thought
But
he was
when
going to do the announcement, and that was it.
But during the announcement, he was geared up just like this. I'm like, is Tyson going to do this? And I don't think people have quite grasped the significance of how awesome it is that Tyson Beun, who is an NFL quarterback, he has started games in the NFL. He has won games as a rookie. What was it? An undrafted free agent rookie for the Chicago Bears, who was a dumpster fire of a team. And that guy still went out there when it was Justin Fields leading the charge and won games for that team.
Yeah.
And this kid comes out here and not only embraces CrossFit with all of his being, along with his dad. This is a CrossFit kid growing up chasing a dream, and his dream is the NFL. Right? If you guys want to look at what a true professional athlete is, he's right there on your screen. Tyson freaking Beun. And then he's like, I'm going to drop. We just talked about ego, right? Check your ego to door. Is there a better ego check that you can think of an NFL player coming here, doing an announcement, and then jumping in with 3 games athletes to do a workout in front of everybody and caring zero about the end results?
I mean, dude, that's huge.
That is huge.
That is huge.
Absolutely huge. And I hope people truly understand the magnitude that it is like, that's another, like, of all 3 weeks that we've had in this year, this is one of the best opens, I would say, all-encompassing we've had in 5 years.
As far as announcements and stuff, without a doubt.
Just across the board, right? Some things better, some things could get, like, here and there. But as far as opens, this has been one of the best ones since 2020.
It's been a while, yeah.
Right? 2019. Yeah. I mean, since the heydays of 2018.
Yeah.
I mean, week 1, you got Rich. It's at Mayhem. You've got Roy McKernan coming out of retirement to host it. You got Rich Froning just jumping into individuals for the fun and hell of it. And then week 2, you had the classic just affiliate atmosphere. It doesn't have to be like we have 500 members that are like, that stuff's cool. But like, if you want what it's like to just do the open worldwide on the average affiliate, that's what that was.
Totally.
And they said it was...
Which was important to have. That was really important to have.
Exactly. And then we go to New York because the games are going to Albany, which is a classic thing we do in week 3. You got an NFL quarterback coming out. His dad was an MC at the games for years. And you got 3 of the top men in the sport right now that are just total bros with each other. Fan favorites, and then all that comes together, like, it was awesome. The announcements are great. Everybody did a great job. Everybody's pulling their weight. I mean, BS leaks here and there aside, it still wasn't like, that didn't detract from how great the Open was this year.
No, not at all. Well, I don't think that the leaks, I don't think that that's ever detracted from what it is or what it does. I mean, like, who cares? Like, give me a break. It wasn't that much stuff where you could sit there and game it all that much anyway. So I don't think that it all took anything away.
Yeah.
I'm very pleased with the way CrossFit pulled it together for these 3 weekends. Like, they made it very important. Their media presence was great. The ads that they put out were great. The way that they did the way that they scheduled the announcements, the way that where they had all the fluffing going on before the actual noon start.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Like, that's the time that you put all the cushy stuff. Like, put all the lovey-dovey stuff. So if I'm sitting there waiting, I got some cool stuff to watch. If I mean, there are a lot of places that have noon classes. All right, well, we're going to be watching, and I'm the one coaching the. We're watching the announcement, so I'm glad that they got right into it.
Yes.
So that I could, like, and the announcement starts, boom, and we see it, we hear what they are, they announce the athletes, they say what the thing is, and then they go. Perfect. That was perfect. So I love that they did that. I love the athletes that they picked. As awesome as it was to see Rich in there, that was really, really cool just to see him in there and to see him push like that. It's just like, okay.
I think that set the tone too.
I think it really did. But I hope that CrossFit doesn't go easy on the fact of what they had here with Tyson. A true mainstream professional athlete on the floor competing.
Right.
That, like, we hear it all the time about, like, well, this athlete could do it and that athlete could do it, and well, a high rocks athlete could do it, and this athlete can do, a decathlete can do. Okay, fine, but here they are actually doing it, and I think that that's amazing. And he is, I mean, shit, dude. They should sponsor him because that's the person you want. Like, he even said, I'm a professional athlete and I'm a part-time CrossFitter. Perfect.
Right.
Because that's what everybody is.
And that's what it is, what it was always meant to be.
Right.
CrossFit, the methodology is just a fitness program. It's strength and conditioning focused in a way that is so impactful and pure and effective.
Yes.
And then you take that and you apply it to everything else that you want to be better at, whether it's sport or anything.
It is, like, when CrossFit is always asked, like, well, what do you want us to do for you as an affiliate owner? And that is exactly the kind of stuff that I want them to do.
Right.
Put that information out, because what is that going to tell everybody out there for affiliates? It's going to say, if you are doing CrossFit programming, I mean, that lead in with Travis saying, it's a 10-year-old kid with a dad who owns an affiliate, so he's just doing CrossFit stuff.
Yeah.
That was his foundation for all of this. That is what people need to hear.
Right.
Because that is the separator between what we do versus High Rocks, what we do versus Orange Theory, what we do versus F45, what we do versus Barry's Boot Camp, what we do versus any other CrossFit like high intensity interval training.
Right.
No. This is what we do, and this is how we use it.
Yeah.
That is what I want. That is what I want. That's what I want from HQ, and not to be afraid of it. Like, right. It works. It does. It's hard, but it works. Mm-hmm. It's scalable for everyone. You have all the people losing weight. You have the old people doing all the things because they need it for longevity. Awesome.
Right.
But right in here, you have a nugget that, like, if you let it go, you are dropping massive weight all over the place. It's just, it's oh man.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Right. And the best part about this is we talked about this, and I'm not taking anything away from games athletes as professional as they can be in their niche thing. Go chase the dream if that is your dream. But I'll say this, growing up, everybody wanted to be what Tyson Beun is right now. Everybody wanted to be. Like, yeah, Tyson got fourth in an open announcement, and those three guys would give up I don't want to speak for them, to be Tyson. and nobody cares,
Yeah, because
right?
everyone's like trying to get money, and it's like he's a professional. He's a professional quarterback.
Right? We're talking apples and oranges right now between
Right.
like Tyson is the professional athlete.
Right. 100%
And
by title.
right. And but like and you see this picture, it's like, but they're just sitting there hanging out. They just all went for it. And then the respect there is the fact that fitness is the great equalizer. That's why I love CrossFit. Like it doesn't matter what age, demographic, race, social status, like it doesn't matter when you walk into the doors of your gym and it's 3, 2, 1, go, and it's over. Everybody's on the same level playing field, and there's an element of respect to that. No one's better than the other. Because oftentimes the whole structure gets flipped on your head when it's time to do a workout. Mm-hmm. And there's a level of respect there, not of, oh, you're faster than all of us. Like we all went for it, right? We all laid it out there. And now it was almost like, it's like fitness hazing, but to yourself. And we have an element of respect and understanding. And that's what we need to get back to, because we talked about this at the beginning of the season, is that a lot of these games athletes have been trying so hard to professionalize themselves and separate themselves from the community to become more professional. They've lost that root connection of the base, and then that connection and that level of engagement and camaraderie is gone because there's that disconnect. Yeah. And I felt like all that was back in these last 3 weeks. Rich was back just hanging out and going for it. You've got 2 of the best female athletes in the sport in the middle of an affiliate, and everybody is screaming their heads off for them. Emily Rolfe said it was more electric than the games were.
Yeah, that's massive.
In week 2. And then in week 3, you had the three of the top men in the sport. The fittest man on earth with James Sprague, who continues to, I would say, earn that title even after he's got it since the games. And then you have Tyson freaking Beun out there just mixing it up. And nobody cares. Like, does anybody care who actually won 25.3? Or did they just love that it was 4 people throwing down and they're sitting down here just chopping it up together? That's CrossFit. That's the CrossFit we know and love.
The picture you have on the screen right now, that is the CrossFit right there. You have badass athletes, like the top of the top, plus other athletes that are just in the mix. And look at them. They're all stoked.
Right.
Like everybody wants to win. I don't like to lose. You don't like to lose, but it's like, okay, done. Whatever. Then you just talk and you just bro out afterwards.
Right. And that's what it was.
Fun.
You would work out. Like I was the guy that worked out at the 6 a.m. class, went to work. This is when my single days. Went to work and then came back for the 6 p.m. class because my buddies were about to do the workout, and I know they're going to try to beat my time.
Right.
And you're just sitting there ragging on them or cheering them on. And that's what this was.
Both ways. Anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all cheering on.
It's like, you're doing great, but slow down, please.
You fucking suck.
Yeah.
And I love you.
That's what it is, right? That there is no disassociation.
Yeah.
Between pros and Joes, if you want to call it that. And that's why the Open is so fantastic, because it doesn't have to be about the elite. We celebrate that. We are entertained by that. We are engaged by that. And that's what the Open is supposed to be. And just an engaging, fun, worldwide competition where we're all on the same playing field. It's all starting with our foot on the same starting line. But we don't need to just totally obsess about the top 1% yet. That's going to come later.
Well, the only people that are going to watch that 1% anyway are all the people that are doing the Open.
Right.
All the people that are involved in the qualifying for them to get there. Like, we're the only ones that care about them, athletes. Right. We're the only ones that care about you. Like, football players don't give a shit about you guys. Hockey players don't give a shit about you guys. They might even do CrossFit. That's what's funny. But they don't care about if you're gonna win the semifinal. They don't care. Like that. Yeah. I mean, if we're talking about like that connection, I think it's great that these guys are doing this. The glue that's kind of right in the middle, and a lot of it is actually done by himself. If you're looking at guys like Colton. Man, give me a break.
Yeah, I mean,
he is the best glue. Him Taylor self with
Right.
the whole Kill Taylor thing. Like
Right.
those guys they are directly in the middle between community and the badass athletes because they are badass athletes
Mhm.
that are murdering people in different events in different scenarios. And then there's Colton that's at the same time like feeding his pigs,
Like,
redoing his roof,
talk about a
on
working
the
man.
show, and then
Yeah.
like he just like that it's God, like that is so great. And that is what that is he is the guy that is showing everyone that like, hey, I'm just like you, man. I'm out
Yeah.
doing the
Right.
pig stuff right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
Uh,
come on, it's great.
so great. Spin, barbell spin. How cool would it be to do it quarterly? Not cool at all. Like I
No,
was laying
no.
there. I was laying there on my back after the last row, going, you know what? Maybe a 3-week open isn't so bad.
Okay. So think about it. Our worst year in the open was
Mhm.
when we did it twice.
Yes.
It was so confusing because it doesn't make sense to do that. And I know what you're dropping little breadcrumbs for that there, Spin. I'm picking up what you're putting down if you guys haven't. But there's like now all of a sudden we're testing just to test.
Right.
Missing the whole point.
It's
It's
not
not
about
about the test.
right. Right.
That's the light that works your training for the whole time. Not to just sit there and go like, well, am I better in 3 weeks now?
Right.
No.
Stefan Myers, I had Bluebell ice cream after I finished. I had Bluebell ice cream before I started. So that was my weekend.
Oh, nice job.
Yeah, we went to Oklahoma. So my wife
How was that trip? Did you guys hit any storms or anything?
no, we had wind.
Okay, I heard it was supposed to be like tornado
It was
craziness.
yeah, well, that's Oklahoma, right? But where we were a little bit on the southern part of Oklahoma. It was more like the northwest or northeast side.
Yeah.
But our kids had spring break all last week, but they went and stayed at my in-laws, thank God, Saturday and Sunday night or Sunday night and Monday night or something last week. And my wife and I went to 2 dinners by ourselves, just got to
Yeah.
get back to, hanging out with each other. And we get home and my wife is not what you would call a fly by the seat of her pants individual. That's more my speed. And she's the one that keeps, right? She's got bumpers, right? And I live usually within those. And we come home from a dinner and she goes, what do you think if we just went out of town? Like Wednesday. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, I'm just going to go book a place. Like up in Oklahoma. It's called Broken Bow. Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of, really, it's like a bunch of Verbos or
VRBOs.
yeah,
Airbnbs.
and they're like cabins, multiple sizes, whatever. And it's all fairly new because Broken Bow isn't very developed yet. We're talking like old school, like Western town view. That's what it looks like. And it's just trees. Like in Oklahoma, it's just pine trees, straight up. All green. And I was like, okay. She goes, I'm going to look it up. And she like spends an hour after we get home from dinner because the kids aren't home. And she's just like, all right, I'm booking it. I'm like, what? So she just books this place randomly. And here's the best part. If this was back in my trying to be competitive days, I'm like, am I going to leave from
Right.
Wednesday to Saturday for 4 days to spend in the woods right before I'm supposed to do an open workout the following Monday? I would have been like, man, I don't know about this. It's like, maybe I should work out. I'm going to eat healthy-ish. No. Right? Like we took our kids. It was just us. We went out to the middle of the woods for 3.5 days, 3 nights. They had bunk beds and it was just, we're by a creek and I'm making dinner and grilling and we're going on hikes and we found like a old cow skeleton. So my son was just,
Nice.
he was in heaven. And my daughter's like, every blade of grass that poked her, she's like, ugh. I'm like, okay, so you do walk in both worlds. You're like this savage redheaded like soccer player, and then you have this like, I hate the outdoors. Every blade of grass that touches me, she's asking if you can go home. And it was awesome. It was awesome. Like, and yeah, that's all right. I would have never done that 5 years ago.
I know. Isn't that
And
wild?
I should have always done it. But it's
Yeah,
cool to see my wife just be like, "We're going." I'm like, okay. It was-
man. Yeah, it was crazy. It was, with all of the with all the smoke that's just flying around this year, and like, CrossFit and whatever's happening, and the buying stuff, and
yeah,
the WFP stuff, and what are the athletes doing? All of the just swirls of just,
yeah,
like, honestly, nonsense.
nonsense.
Like, in all reality, I mean, for the CrossFitter,
Mhm.
as much as, there were a lot of gyms that said that they weren't doing it. I mean, in all reality, I didn't push it super hard. I didn't sit there and say, "We're all do—" I mean, it wasn't even that.
That was
What it
the
was,
majority of people, though, so it wasn't just
totally.
you.
But what it was we still did it, and we still had fun with it.
Mhm.
And whether people signed up for it or not, like, we did the workouts on
Right,
Friday.
right.
That was our class workout all day, it was at the Friday Night Lights, or if you were gonna be doing it during the day, whichever. And everyone still enjoys it, because the second you have someone standing next to you and begin, 1,
Yeah.
and there's 1, and the tie break time. The second you have that, no matter what, like,
Yeah.
you instantly are more invested in it.
Mhm.
And it's always good to get that check. Always. It sucks. It makes people nervous, but, like, this was the first year I think, I really feel that, like, it wasn't just our gym doing it,
Mhm.
that there was the extension with CrossFit that was doing it,
Yeah.
because of the ways that they put the announcement together.
Well,
Now,
and all the
I
media
have my
behind it.
feelings about the events, and we'll talk about that when we go to
Yeah.
analyze it. But as far as the showcase of what it was for the general CrossFitter,
Yep.
I think that they had a blast.
I think, I mean, we just said this. The announcements, they crushed.
Yeah, good job.
Matchups were great. The little twists in there, like Rich coming in, Tyson coming in, the
The
media,
icing, the icing,
the
Emily, the
icing to
icing.
Emily afterwards, and her just doing it and CrossFit leaning into that, right? Like this was the Open that makes me excited about next year's Open
Yeah,
for a variety of reasons. Not the one like because how often it was it's like what is the Open announcements even? Are there going to even be any?
mhm,
Where are they going to be? Who are the athletes? What is it? And then the Open announcement would happen. Is like, is there any like media support? And there hasn't been for a while.
no,
Now, the reason why that hasn't been for a while, that path has been cleared, and now look at what we could do. The thing that everybody has been asking to come back, it won't be 2018 all over again because it's not an in-house media like business,
right.
basically. It's like, look what they did just with a small team, but giving people the freedom to create and go for it without clamps of control or people want creative credit. That was never a thing.
Mm-mm.
Right? People were given the credit when the credit was due, but not, well, I want this there, and then I will do it. Or you did that, but I need to say that I told you to and approved you so that I get the credit for making you do the work that you did. Like that's the kind of crap that we've been dealing with for 5 years.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was great.
Are you glad it's over?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. Right. I know we talk a lot in the 3 weeks versus 5 weeks but we center that more around the test.
Right. That's the programming element of it. Yeah.
Programming side. I didn't even like run the Open. I just did it. I just did it in the gym. Right. I'm not Bill Grundler right now making heats and taping lines and like I'm not doing that. And even I was like, okay, 3 weeks is great. From the casual Open athlete to the pro to the gym owner, I do think outside of the better test to find a 1% is this is just a talking point for us.
Mm-hmm.
I think a 3-week Open is I think it's perfect.
Yeah, I think especially trying to push the upswing,
Yeah.
trying to get, your community back involved, and trying to have some fun with it, and seeing it as being the fun gathering again. We have to have that.
Yeah.
It's got to be that. Like, in all reality, like, that was the emphasis of this Open.
Yes.
It needed to be that
Yes.
to get your masses, to get your armies of people back into, I want that feeling, to make it special. Again, not every quarter.
Yeah.
It's got to be special.
Right.
Once a year.
And even in the 5 weeks, like, people forget 5 weeks was grueling.
Oh man, that was so hard.
Grueling. And not just as an athlete, an affiliate owner was grueling. And to keep everybody right by week 3 in the 5-week Open days, week 4 is like, okay,
almost there.
Week 4. And then week 5 is like, all right, guys, last week we can do it. It was tough to keep people going, and it was tough to keep going as an athlete.
Well, wasn't that one of the reasons why they did that? They started seeing that the scores that were submitted,
yes, they would see
dropping,
like exponentially dropping.
Yeah,
like, well, I'm out, whatever, and like, you can keep people going hard for 3 weeks.
Yeah,
and being excited for 3 weeks.
I had a couple members actually told me that, like, they were reluctant to sign up, but they did, and they weren't really thinking about it. And they did the first workout, and they're like, okay. And then the second one, they kind of got excited about it, and they actually redid it a second time. And then they got to the third one. So all of a sudden, like, their excitement actually grew with it. And I think that was, like, like I said, that's what this game, or this Open season, is about, is getting people back to that, to feeling that. Because those are the feelings, like, they'll remember going into next year. Man, if I would have thought about it a little bit better, I could have done. So this year, I'm going to do. And I think that's what this will be. Okay, we did this. We had it this way. I felt that. Okay, so that this next year coming up, that is, like, that's the quote for members. For pseudo athletes, the next thing is going to be, like, going into the Community Cup. Like, okay, what is that going to build? Hopefully going into something.
Right.
So that we have, okay, so the next year we can do ... And it allows us as affiliate owners to go, do you remember last year when you said
yes ... Right. Or it's like, hey, what did we say in 3 weeks for the next 10 to 12, eyeing the Community Cup? You can have actual significant change in 10 to 12 weeks.
Yes.
Massive change, especially if you're new.
Oh, God.
If you're new, if you're a 2 to 3 year CrossFit guy, girl, you can have massive change in 10 to 12 weeks. And it's like, I know I can if I just, like, do the thing that I've been actively avoiding for the last 2 to 3 years over the next 10 to 12 weeks. And that's one time a week, just put my hand in the fire and keep it there. Not crush it. It's just go there. And the more you go there, the more you get used to going there, and it becomes less scary, and you become more accustomed, and then you can go there and you can stay there a little longer. It's like, okay, stay there a little longer. Okay. Like, you just adjust. And I think that's great, which is why I'm excited about the Community Cup. So the people you talked about, you said they signed up.
Yeah.
And they started redoing workouts.
Yeah.
They went from, I don't even want to sign up, to forcing them to sign up, to their redoing workouts.
To where they got done with the last one, and immediately we're going, God, if I did this and I could have done, am I going to do this one over? And, like, where they were contemplating doing it over.
Yeah. And the reason why I wanted you to, like, reiterate that is that is why it is so important to sign up.
Yes.
Because if you're doing the Open in the corner and you were pretending to be a part of this while publicly promoting it for yourself, it's not the same.
No, you won't feel it. You really only feel it when you sign up to do it.
Yeah.
Because you're taking responsibility.
Now, if you guys didn't sign up and you still did it and you just wanted to, like, get in the mix, great. That's fine. That's fine. That's not what I'm saying.
Fine. It is different, though, when you sign up, and it matters.
It's different when you sign up. That's why it's important. It's like, I can just run a 5K on my own and I don't have to sign up for the turkey trot. It's not the same.
I mean, that is totally true, but what are you trying to do with it?
Yeah.
You know, what are you trying to do with it? If you need something, and it is rare that I have someone in the gym that's like, "Oh yeah, you know, I'm totally well driven. I don't need anything
Yeah.
keep me on the, you know, keep my
Work
fire
up on
going and
yourself.
keep my enthusiasm. And I'm very, you know, self driven person. You know, that there aren't many. There are, but there aren't many.
Mhm.
And so this is a great way to do that for you.
Yeah. Oh, Larry, what'd you say? Well, I think all the level 2 people are safe. I'm probably not going to have big change in the next few weeks. 10 plus weeks, Larry. Just put the barbell down for 10
Yeah, I was
weeks.
gonna say we could do a lot with you. You would be very easy to switch.
Stop doing GNY
Very
barbell.
easy. You
I
just
know
won't
he's
want to
your
do it.
son. I know he's your son,
You
but
won't want to do it.
you'd be surprised. You are as strong as you will ever need to be. I've picked up on that with your chats and knowing your son. Right? You're good. You're good. Christopher, what do you say? I read it 25.3 to try and avoid dropping below the 55th line. It didn't work out, but I gave it a go. Hey, that's the thing, right? Give it a go.
And I'm trying to stay out of the programming stuff, but I feel that these workouts were in a way that you could do that. They were all redoable.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that there was any that, like, for the masses that came
yeah,
out and like, that just murdered me. I mean, like, to where like the next day you're feeling too sore and like, oh, I'm just, man, it just smashed me.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, I think they were all redoable.
right.
You know, I mean, like, how hard even like the row really hurt, but it's not like it did damage to me. Like, I could have
No,
done
it
it
just sucks.
right after that. You know what I mean? Like, so
And that's the thing I need to get better at is like I used to be really good at that. I'm like, I'm not hurt. It just doesn't feel good.
yeah.
Augustus, I'm motivated by my ability to get fit enough so that when I play slow pitch, I can either rip dingers or run fast enough to get to the. Did you know that like rec softball is one of the most injury-ridden sports?
One of the most dangerous sports around.
There's so they have a rec softball league for the elementary school dads at my son's elementary school, and we play other elementary schools in our district. And the dads are like, "Hey, you should come play." I'm like, and I also had another dad who has like a pickup basketball league. I was like, "Listen, I will get so horrifically injured by doing this because I have a damper setting in CrossFit because I just don't want to touch. I don't want to go there. I don't have that in other sports. I will pull my hamstring on my way to first base. I will tear my Achilles. Like I don't want to do it. Now I could try to make myself like stronger and to offset that, but it is what it is. And so my sole goal right now, fitness wise, is to just work out consistently. Don't eat like an asshole all the time. And that come summer, which is in a few weeks, that I'm creating domestic problems at home with other families because dad looks pretty good on the side of the pool.
Hell yeah.
That's where I'm at right now. That's how I started CrossFit. I just wanted to look good. And now I'm full circle 17 years later.
Dude, I'm the same way. I'm like hell yeah, I got to do this I got to get back into this CrossFit stuff. Was reading the Glassman's thing, the 100 Words of Fitness.
Yeah.
Or no. It was the What is Fitness article that he wrote. And I came out of that reading it and coming out thinking, I want to be able to do anything that I want to do. Like I want to be able to do anything. And that is truly how I feel right now.
Yeah.
I want to be able to do anything. I
Right.
can do a run. I can lift heavy. I'm going to look good. I can, do this activity, do that activity without having to go like, whoa, we're going to do that. Well, I need to make sure that I train super hard and super long to make sure that I can do. Can we just go and do it?
Right.
Like, just say go. That is my mantra on everything. Just say go.
Yeah.
I just want to just be able to do it.
Pedro ran a half marathon today. The only man who could truly be celebrating St. Patrick's Day.
Right, totally.
Did a half marathon today.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. And yes, that's the whole goal. That's the whole secret sauce of CrossFit itself, is that you want to be able to say yes to whatever gets brought to you. Hey, do you want to play pickup basketball? Yes, I can play pickup basketball.
Yeah.
Can you help me move? Yeah, I can help you move. Hey, do you want to go on this 3-hour hike? Yeah, I can go on this 3-hour hike. It's like, hey, do you want to go surfing? Yeah, I can go surfing. I can do whatever I want. I'm at a fitness level. I can do whatever I want.
Like that right there is freedom, dude.
Ooh, fitness
Fitness freedom. Like that is everything you want. They talk about like what they say, like, everyone wants money and they want the job and they want the house and all that. But if you're not healthy, that's the only thing you want is to be healthy. If you don't want to be sick, that's your one thing.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing is that you want to be able to do whatever it is you want to do. I mean, yes, of course, I'd love to have more money, and I'd love to have this great house, and I'd love to have all of the things, but I want to be able to do anything I want to do.
Right.
I have the health, so I'm not worried about that, and so I have the foundation, and now the fitness, so that I can do anything that I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
How cool is that?
It's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Freedom to do that, and that I love that quote that you were saying. It's like you can want all these, what is it? Accessories, these fleeting things.
Yeah.
Money, car, house, whatever. Right? You can take the man who has what you consider everything in this world, and if he is sick, he only wants one thing.
Yep.
And it's the only thing that matters. So
I mean, that might be the only thing that I have.
Yeah. Hey,
but hey man, I'm healthy. I'm healthy and I'm fit and I can hang out and do all the things, whether that's something crazy, with me and Laura going out and doing some adventurous whatever, or I got to get down on my knees and do something with Joe, or we're going to be out at the beach, or I'm going to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Right.
I love it.
Nivi says, all 250 of you, thank you, by the way, for watching. Hit that like button. Yeah, please do. Please do. Stefan, but can you chug a Sprite without burping? No chance.
No way.
No chance. I've tried. And Janelle, my other goal is to keep my 14-year-old son trying to be as fit as me. Before we jump here, is my kids went out and worked out in the garage by themselves.
I saw that you posted that.
Yeah,
so cool.
We were on a podcast. I think this was last Wednesday, or I can't remember. Maybe it was Tuesday. Dylan runs in. He's like, "Dad," I was like, "Get out of here!" And then we get off the podcast and I go in the garage. I can't find my kids, so I go in the garage and they're in there and they have dumbbells out and PVC pipes, and Dylan has put the 2.5s and 5s on the PVC pipe and mats, and they're swinging from the rings and lifting kettlebells. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "We're working out. I wanted music. That's why I came to in your room." I was like, "Oh, okay."
It's the best thing. That is awesome.
I don't I don't know where. I mean, Dylan has seen me work out and Blake maybe once or twice, but that was all on their own.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I think that's super cool.
It was super awesome. So that'll do it for us reviewing 25.3. We will be back tomorrow right about this exact time, where I will do my wad of shame for 25.3. And then Wednesday at 12:30 Central.
Got it.
Central.
Got it. Got it.
Basically, same time we start today. We will go inside the leaderboard one final time for the Open. We'll see who's in, who's out of the top 1%. We'll set the top 2% for the age group divisions, and then finally the Community Cup, and see if I made level 9. But I don't know. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you guys. Congratulations on making it through 3 weeks of the Open. We'll be back tomorrow with a wad of shame.